Hey guys, what's up? So tokens galore. What can you want even more? I have a little bit of news here about the new pack, which is the support of the familiar possessed monsters. These are spellcaster-based charmer-style monsters. They're not that powerful. They're quite likable from kind of like the anime style, what they look like, and they're generally some of my favourite cards. They've never really been that competitive. The linked monsters are because they're able to search for a monster of that attribute if they're destroyed. So obviously you can get really good hand traps from that, and other cards which are useful within the deck. It allows for more generic searching of a particular attribute. So wind focuses on wind, heater is fire, Orsa is earth, Araya is water, and it goes on like that. So the only thing is, we haven't actually been given any new cards. These are actually just they're different art styles. So we've got Orsa here. I do like the new designs. I think they look more impressive than the older versions. But I'm actually really looking forward to kind of actually hearing more of the support. We have, as of the moment, just had a field spell. That's about it. But as you can see, they do look quite impressive. And definitely I will be picking these up. Hopefully more than one of the structure decks. Probably get a playset of them. And depending on how the support goes, they might actually become a little bit more valuable. I was, before any prices start to spike, looking at probably purchasing some of the familiar possessed, the charmers, and maybe the link monsters, but I would imagine the link monsters, being as competitive as they are at the moment and as difficult to get at the moment, they're probably the most expensive parts. Although saying that, you don't actually need the link monsters with Master Rule 5. I'll just bring you over to the tokens. I do need to make a clarification on this. They do specify that tokens aren't a particular use within the deck. They're just showing you artwork styles that they're using, so you don't kind of start thinking, oh, we're going to start seeing token support. That's not how the deck operates. It focuses on controlling your opponent's monsters, stealing them if they're of the specific art attribute of that monster, and using them to bring out your familiar possessed monsters. I do think we need some more powerful versions, maybe like an upgraded version, because currently the familiar possessed have 1,850 attack, even with their track card, which gives them an 800 point attack boost. That's 2,650. It's not enough to do what they want, but I'm definitely seeing hope for how this archetype can work. What do you think of the artwork? And I think it's quite decent, actually. It's a little disappointing that they decided not to kind of show us anything. One thing I really do want is maybe in the same way that they've made upgraded versions of the familiars, I would like maybe a higher upgrade of those. So almost like mini boss monsters within the archetype, with maybe 2,400, 2,500 attack, slightly weaker than if when the familiar possessed gain their attack boost through the track card, just so it kind of has a level balance. I could see this coming in the future, but I'm really hoping that they're sensible about this. I think if Konami does well with this, there will be a lot of purchasing, especially Japan will. A lot of people have enjoyed these cards, even just from a nostalgia point of view. They've never really been competitive in likes, but it's something I could definitely see becoming competitive if they tweak things in the right direction. What do you think of these cards? Is there anything in particular you're hoping from the Familiar Possess? Do you think they need particular, maybe some boss monsters, or do you just think we needed maybe some upgrades to them? The other thing is thinking is they need more attribute-specific support. By that I mean to have spell and traps which might have an effect for each of the attributes. So, for example, if you control a fire attribute monster, you can do this, you can do this if you've got an earth attribute monster. I think if you have effects for all 6 attributes on a card, that would be a good way of kind of synergizing the deck a lot more. Currently it's very disjointed. Some people might run a specific type just because that tends to be more played. So, for example, light and dark monsters are quite popular. Anything that's currently running tends to be of those types of attributes, and so some of the others get sidelined. By having a 6 all-in-one effect within the spell and traps, you've got more consistency. You don't have to rely on drawing into one particular card. I think as well they need some unique cards that give just unique effects within the deck, so they're still splashable within other decks of the same attribute. Is there anything else you can think of that I can't think of at the moment? Leave your comments down below, like the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe.